Hello world, this is Wolfstar Games, it's Anton, and welcome back to more Robotics Notes Elite. Last time, we got to witness the big event of, well, it turned into an event, of Gun Build 1, a.k.a. Gunvarel, being put together and taking his first step, which is definitely a big deal. I rather like how I put it last time, that it's one small step for robot kind, but that step needs to become larger. And from here, the best thing that Akiho can do is to make it so Gunvarel can take a step without being so incredibly slow. So that's definitely something that needs to be ironed out. The airport apron is empty, like the commotion during the day never happened. The setting sun casts a long shadow over the robot. After taking 5 minutes to make its way about 3 meters, the robot now stands in silence. With the engine dead, it has to be disassembled and repaired before another test can be done. Yeah, they really need to get a new engine. It's like maybe a much newer engine, not one that's 30 years old. Maybe not even like 10 years old. Akiho has been squatting in front of the robot for almost 3 hours now. What is she doing?
Aki-chan, もう帰ろうよ.
I'm tired of waiting, so I call out to her. She slowly stands up. But she's still looking at the robot. This feels rather melancholy.
ねえ、カイ。
Yes?
みんな、ガンツクワンのこと、見向きもしてくれなかったね。
They looked, but they didn't really see. I mean, while Gun Build 1, Gunvarel, is a huge accomplishment. I mean, with it being a giant robot and being operated from the inside, it's like that. I feel like that's a really huge accomplishment. And nobody really applauded them for that. All they really saw was a huge robot that was incredibly slow. Which is just something that Akiho and the rest of the Robot Club needs to work on. So it may be a little disheartening to see that no one really, praised them. But, it's... I feel like it's kind of like a catch-22 in a way. Because it's... It is a huge accomplishment, but nobody could look past the problem of Gunvarel being extremely slow. That's all that they could see. They didn't look at what the robot club really accomplished. Gone from her voice is the excitement and cheerfulness she had before the test.
うちさ、3日前からずっと妄想してたんだ。
Imagining things would be, would work out perfectly. Granted, Akiho and Kaito were not expecting there to be a huge crowd to witness this achievement. But all the same, Akiho is really looking forward to Gunvarel being the fruit of her labors ever since she took over building Gunvarel after Misane. So, and to have people witness that, it is a little disheartening. But, I know Akiho will bounce back rather quickly. I mean, she doesn't let things really get in the way of her feelings too much. It's like, she always stays so positive. And I like that about her. It's like, she tries to look for the good in everything. That's how I see Akiho. It's like, ever the optimist.
ガンツクワンが動き出した時に、みんながね、すごいすごいって笑顔になってくれるの。
Yeah. Unfortunately, no one did. It's like they should have been amazed that Gunvarel was able to move at all. But yet they didn't.
小さな子たちは自分も乗ってみたいって言い出して、学校の例えば教頭先生なんかもロボ部のこと認めてくれる。
And it seems like the vice principal Yusui wasn't even there. It's like, did she know about it at all? Sorry, that was my phone. I guess it accidentally sounded like I said, "Hey Siri," but I didn't. Weather for where? What? Yeah. Never you mind, Siri. What the hell? It's like, I'm just gonna put my phone in the drawer here. Okay.
きっとそんな風になるって思ってたんだ。
I'm surprised I even heard that in the first place.
でも全然そんなことなかったよ。みんなさっさと帰っちゃった。
Yeah. After the robot's engine broke down, Akiho explained the situation to the audience, who then left immediately. The only people who stayed were folks partying from the middle of the day. They didn't care about the robot. Well, all they cared about was, the free food? I take it?
悪いのはアキちゃんじゃなくて、テスト初日に人を集めた住吉でしょ。
Yeah. It's like, that's not on us. That's on Sumio. It's like, he was expecting greatness. And that was clearly not the case. It's like, Sumio expected a lot, and he misjudged.
一発目のテストでいきなり結果出せる人なんてプロでもそうそういないさ。
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And usually with a first test, it's like that's where you see if there's any, glaring problems with what you're testing. So, and with Gunvarel, there is a very clear problem.
そうかもしれないけど。お姉ちゃんならそれができたのかも。
Oh, it's like I really wonder what Misane would have thought, what she would have thought about this if she were here.
うちいつもお姉ちゃんと比べられてきたから、どうしてもそういう考え方しちゃうんだ。
Can understand that. I mean, Akio feels like she's, been in Misane's shadow. And, Misane casts a large shadow, so being compared to her, Akiho is who she is. So she wants to get out of her sister's shadow and be her own person. She wants to be someone who won't be comparable to her sister. So I can completely understand this.
こういう結果が出るとね、やっぱり思っちゃうよ。うちが力不足だったせいじゃないかって。
No, Akiho, you are good enough. It's like, you are. Don't think that way. Misane was a prodigy who could do anything better than most. It can't be easy being her little sister. Yeah, it's like, she does cast a very large shadow then. Misane being a prodigy? Yeah. It's like, it's hard for to be the sibling of someone who is like that.
ほら、
I pressed the bottle of Skull I bought against Akio's cheek.
それ飲んで気持ちリセットしなよ。
It's like, what was Kaito trying to accomplish by pressing that bottle of Skull to Akio's cheek? Trying to wake her up in a way? I don't know.
リセット？
Resetto?
いつまでもくよくよしてるのはさ、アキちゃんらしくないってこと。
Yeah, I don't blame her for being a little gloomy. It's like, I mean, not as much like Sumio, but Akiho too was expecting things to go well. It's just that she wasn't aware what Sumio was doing, and to have people witness a glaring problem with her robot, yeah, I can understand her gloominess.
元気一発でしょ。
Yes.
うん。
Akiho obediently accepts the skull.
で、 この先どうするかってのを考えるべきなわけよ。スバル君が言ってたけど、万博出展のためにはさ、審査に通らなきゃいけないんでしょ？
Yeah. Like, does Akiho know about that? I assume that she would know.
選択肢は3つ。出展なんて諦めてロボ部の活動を終わらせるのか。
Put an end to the robot club? I don't think Akiho would be able to do that.
それはない。
Yeah. It's like, I knew she wasn't gonna give up. It's like, that's not like her. I guess then again, you could argue that when Misune first started doing this, that she wouldn't have likely given up, but she apparently did. But Akiho is different. It's like we know Akiho more at this point in the story than we do of Misune. So
あのロボを改良していくのか。
yeah, modify the robot. That's one way to put it.
うん。
It's like iron out all the kinks.
それとも JAXA の支援を受けて2号機を作るのか。
I feel like that would take way longer than what they have available time-wise to do. I mean, they said that the event is in, what was it, February? Right? So, it's August right now. So, I mean, they have a few months, but do they really have enough time to build a robot from scratch in just a few months? I mean, maybe if everyone was on the same page and helped and pitched in and everything, maybe. But right now, Akiho is really the only one who has been working on any robot. She's the only one who worked on Gunvarel. So it's like something has to change here.
アキちゃんが一番望むことって何なの？
一番望むこと。
これまではあのロボを完成させることだったけど、ロボは完成した。その出来はともかくね。
さらっと傷つくこと言わないでよ。
He's not exactly being mean. I mean, he's just kind of pointing out the, problem.
ここからどうしたいのか、自分の胸に問いかけてみなよ。今のこの状況で、アキちゃんが望むこと。どうしても達成したいこと。その一番は何
？I really have to give Kaito credit here. It's like he's asking and the questions and telling her the things that she needs to hear in order to move forward. Akio quietly closes her eyes and thinks to herself. At last, she opens her mouth and speaks.
お姉ちゃんに認めてもらいたい。
To notice her. Yeah. For Misune to notice her little sister.
そうじゃないな。 うちはお姉ちゃんに追いつきたい。
Catch up to her. So she wants to be seen as an equal to her sister. At least that's what it sounds like. Akio opens her eyes. I get the sense that the usual shine has returned to them. That's good.
追いつきたいんだ。
ブレてないね。
That's right. She's sure. I'm relieved to hear the answer I expected. For a long, long time, Akio has tried her best to catch up to Misane. Wanting to be praised by her. Yeah. It's like, that's all what Akio really wants, right? For her big sister to notice her and to praise her by what she has done. It's like this is all very melancholy and very heartfelt. Wanting her sister to truly see her. Wanting to make her sister happy. All of that would just be an extra bonus if she could just catch up to Misane.
でもうち一人の力じゃやっぱり空回りしちゃうし、全然ダメダメで。
You're not useless, Akiho. You're not. It's like you... If it wasn't for Sumio's, I guess, gung-ho nature of getting a crowd together to witness this big event of a huge robot moving, if it wasn't for him, Akiho wouldn't feel this way. So, I feel for Akiho. It's like, it's no fault of her own. It's like, we only have Sumio to blame for it.
だからさ、そのために仲間を使えばいいんじゃないの？
仲間？
Yeah, friends.
使えそうな仲間が気がついたら揃ってきてるじゃない。
Yeah. It's like not just Kaito, Juna, Subaru, and I guess to very little effect, seeing that they haven't really had any interaction with each other. The Frau.
つい1ヶ月前まで俺とアキちゃんの2人しかいなかったのが嘘みたいだよ。
Yeah. And now look at the Robot Club.
まあ、人格的にはいろいろ問題ありそうな連中ばっかだけど。
Yes.
腕は確かだ。
Yes, it is. It's like everyone has their own skill. And each individual skill is going to be useful. And, from the beginning of the game, we saw Airi. Because I remember she was, like, spouting the weather at the very beginning. So it's like, with Airi thrown into the mix, she's kind of a member in a way as well, even though that she's an AI. I actually wonder if there's going to be at some point where Akiho, Juna, Subaru, and the Frau are going to learn about Airi. I mean, Akiho is aware of her, as well as the Frau, but Subaru and Juna have no idea.
ミサネって壁が強大なら、その仲間と力を合わせて頑張ればいい。
Yeah. Yeah.
一緒に頑張れば元気100倍、パワーも100倍とかって、朝アキちゃんが自分で言ったんだよ。
Did she say that? That must have been off screen, because I don't remember that.
言ってないよ。
Oh, okay. She's blushing, though. I mean, while Akio may not have said that, it's like that's exactly what Akio needed to hear from Kaito. You know, to solidify that, you know, her friends are there for her in this, you know, time of need.
うちが言ったのは元気100倍っていうところだけで。
100 times? It's like, and Kaito said, what was it? You have 100 times the spirit and power. No, he said 100 times. I'm a little confused now. Is there a typo somewhere here? Don't sweat the deets.
少なくとも日高スバルと古郡コナ、あの2年生2人は相当使えるはず。ロボワンでそれは証明済みだからね。
Yes, yes, very much so.
で JAXA の支援まで得られるならさ。
She can, if she accepts Nai's and her father's proposal.
こんな恵まれた状況でうじうじしてる場合？
It's like Akiho has a lot of backing from people who really care about what she's doing and care about her just in general. So it's like she has all these people at her disposal. Even though that with more so with Kaito and Subaru, you know, them not being as useful, I think it's time for the two of them to step up.
自分の力不足を嘆く前に利用できるもの全部利用すべきじゃない？
Yeah. What's with that all of a sudden? What's wrong, Akio?
こんにゃろー
And there's the hair tussle.
うわ、ちょっと。
It's been a while since she did that.
大事な話してるのにいきなり何するんだよ。
だって書いてば今までうちがどれだけ協力してって頼んでも手伝ってくれなかったじゃん。
Yeah. It's like, is Kaito now going to step up and help?
それなのに仲間と協力しろなんてどの口が言うのよ。
今日ロボを操縦してやったじゃないか。
You did. And while that was a huge help, you haven't helped out before. That's what she's trying to say. It's like you need to help out more. You need to do more for the robot club than just pilot a robot.
あのコックピットの中がどれだけ地獄だったと思ってるわけ？
それは感謝してるけど。
But what?
まあちなみに俺はこれからも今まで通りのスタンスを貫くから。どうしても俺に手伝ってもらいたかったらキルバラで勝負して勝つことだね。
Kaito.
やろう
There you go again.
だからやめろって。
She's never gonna stop doing that to him. It's like it's become a ritual in a way, and it's to me I find it kind of endearing in a way. I desperately escaped from Akiho's wild hands. It's like my hands are wild.
なんかうち猛烈にたぎってきた。夕日に向かって走り出したい気分だよ。
Why don't you? And just like that, the sad-looking girl who was crouching in front of Model 1 3 hours ago is gone. Yeah, she bounces back quickly.
本当に走ったりしないでよ。発作起きちゃうから。
カイがおるからいけないんでしょ。
Yeah, Kaito. It's all your fault.
励ましてあげてるんだよ、まったく。
He's always there for Akiho when she needs him. In the way that he's there for her right now. Not so much when she needs him to help with building a robot, but he'll always be there for her, trying to comfort her and support her in talking to her this way. And whenever she comes down with her fast forward syndrome.
これまで何度もアキちゃんの背中を押してきてあげたからね。今回だってそれと同じさ。どうせアキちゃんは気づいてないかもしれないけど。
気づいてるよ。
Okay, she has noticed. That's good.
そう？
気づいてるしすごく嬉しいけど言い方が気に食わない。
Kaito could choose his words a little better.
偉そうにしすぎなの、カイは。
A little bit, yes.
そりゃ悪かったね。でも気づいてるなら素直に背中を押されるべきだよ。前へ進み続けるのがアキちゃんだから。
押し付けないでよ。
I don't think he's putting it all on her. I don't think so.
うちだって立ち止まりたい時くらいあるもん。
それが今なの？
違うけど。うおー！疾風怒涛の元気一発
There we go. It's like there's that blast of spirit. And back to being sad, Akiho. Akiho cries out and sighs, displaying a truly extreme change of mood. Mood swings, right? Then looks back at the robot. Akiho?
ガンツクワン、寂しそうだね。
No.
そう。
あの子にお友達を作ってあげたら喜ぶのかな。
Hmm. Oh, it's like Akio wants to make Gunvarel a friend.
かもね。
I'm not gonna be insensitive and say robots don't have personalities. Even I can read the room on this one. I mean, even though that, you know, the robot that they build doesn't have a personality, not in the way that humans do, of course, but just from the way that the robot looks, you could say that he has the essence of a personality. I mean, just look at some of the movies that there are that have a robot at being a central character. I mean, like, you know, like one that I grew up watching, you know, Short Circuit. There's also Chappie. I personally really love Chappie. I think that's a great movie. What's another one? Oh, Bicentennial Man. One of my absolutely favorite movies from Robin Williams. And then there's, like, on the other side of robots, there's, of course, androids who actually look human, but are not. And I actually grew up watching a trilogy of movies that Disney made that were TV movies. They're known as the Not Quite Human trilogy. Absolutely love those movies growing up, and I actually managed to find a copy of the whole trilogy on DVD online a few years back. So it's like, I'm actually proud to say that I actually have the movies on DVD. And with, you know, with the Not Quite Human trilogy, you know, you have an android who doesn't have a human personality, but as the trilogy goes on, he becomes, you know, more or less human in his personality. I think back on how Akio proudly explained that Japanese people see spirits and gods in ordinary objects.
あの子を万博に連れてってあげたかったな。
I know. It's okay. Misane is taking a good look at the finished Gunvarel prototype Model 1 in all its ugly and lame glory. Wait, she is? What? When she called me before, she said that she'd read every message we sent her. She did say that, yes. So I know for a fact that your feelings are reaching her, Akiho. Okay, yeah. Oh. Misane. Interesting. Okay. She knows about Gunvarel. Through the monitor is another... Oh, wait. Through the monitor is another world. Within the screen is an azure sky, unseen in Tokyo. But no matter how much I stretch my hand toward it, I can't reach it. Misane? The image is displayed on my phone droid. In it, I see a sight that brings me back in time. I bet it does. I gaze at it absent-mindedly. In the center of the image, there's a large bipedal robot standing hunched over a little. Gunbuild Project Prototype Model 1. That's such a long name. I'm glad that it has a shorthand. It's a crude design with no sense of power behind it. I mean, it may be a little bit of a crude design, but you know, that's robotics for you. I mean, a lot of robots have a little bit of a crude design to them, but it's like over time you can make that you can shape that design into something that's a little less crude, you know? I designed it when I was in high school.
そう。完成させたのね。
It is. I mean, and while it is complete, it has some bugs to iron out. The image was attached to a message that Aki and Kai sent me a few days ago. I've been so busy that I didn't have a chance to look at it until now. Judging by Aki's text, she's really excited. I never thought it'd end up differing from Gunvarel so much. High school me would be shocked. I guess a little bit.
それは
And Sawada's there. I wonder what he has to say about it. Especially seeing that he is apparently Misane's boss. A sudden voice surprises me. Without having noticed, my boss, Sawada, is standing behind me. He's looking down at my phone droid with cold eyes that make me think of an insect of some kind.
お帰りでしたか、室長。
Section Chief. Okay, so he's a chief of something. The section, though, it's like, what is... So, what, there's like different sections and he's like he's a chief of one of the sections? I don't know. That's an interesting title. Section Chief.
声をかけていただければ、コーヒーの一杯でもお出ししましたが。
Showed up unannounced?
必要ない。忘れ物を取りに戻っただけだ。それで
Sawada is pushing me to explain the image on the screen. I return my eyes to the phone droid. I scoff.
ただのガラクタですよ。
I mean, he seems genuinely interested. So, why isn't Misane telling him? A ghost from 9 years ago. Is that how she sees it now? It's actually a mystery as to how it ended up so ugly. Okay. Interesting for her to say that. seeing as that I consider everything with Misane to be a mystery. It's completely different from what I designed. Is it? I sigh a little and turn the screen off without any particularly strong feelings one way or the other. I honestly thought we'd get a much longer scene with Misane. I really wanted to know her input about Gunvarel there, with him being all complete. It's like that. I feel that was too short of a scene. The next day, Akiho announces that we have the day off from club, so I have some free time on my hands. Which can only mean one thing. Kill Ballad! Of course. Gaming! There's always time for gaming, right? It really does feel great to play Kill Ballad under the blue sky. It's been almost 2 hours since I ate lunch at home and came here. I'm feeling really fulfilled. It's been ages since I could play KB without anything on my mind. KB rocks! I'd gotten a little out of practice, but it doesn't take long to get back into the flow of things. I input combos slowly so my muscle memory sets in. I then input at full speed hundreds of times, mistakes and all. It takes about an hour to warm up. I then started putting my skills to the test online. I'm doing good. I take a breath and look around the park with IRUO. I spot Heidi standing on the roof of the town hall. Oh. Before we do, see if she is... No? I had to look real quick. See if she would just pop up if I activated it myself. And while I am at it here, attention robot club members. Today's club activity is off. Okay. Today I bought old BL Dochinchi like I was a madman. Oh boy, okay. Sense of money totally destroyed. Just followed my greed. Felt too good. Hurry and get here. Damn, I naturally start to smirk. Lol. What? Is this a response to something? Again, Geji-ne throwing shade here. Keep it to yourself. And Kaito just talking about how long he played. Okay. There's nothing that I could respond to. Well then. What's she doing up here? Up there? I decide to take a break and check up on her. I come up near the tower. When I look up at it standing there, I remember the whole typhoon incident, and my knees shake a little. Which is understandable.
Heidi-chan.
I try calling to her. If someone saw me, they'd hear me yelling a girl's name to nobody. They'd probably think I was some weirdo.
Hi, Yoshio-san.
Oh! Geji-ne. She's just all of a sudden Geji-ne, and Heidi off the bat. Heidi jumps 2 stories down from the roof. Because she can do that easily because she's an AI. Her landing is gentle. Weightless, even. Weightless, even? Take exit, stage left. Older reference, but had to go there. Upon closer inspection, she had a glowing icon on her forehead. She must be in Geji-ne mode. Yeah, shouldn't that be obvious? Wait, if she can switch at will, why does she make me tap her head every time? Good question, actually. I don't know how to answer that.
何やってんの？
実証実験経過を確認中です。
Verification test.
本日、日本標準時、西暦2019年8月11日は、実証実験ナンバー2946となります。
何その実験って。
エギシステムを用いた実験です。
Okay. And the EGI system is also connected to the Kagame nursery rhyme, right? So, what's the plan here? So basically, she's sending that weird noise into space.
で、その音を宇宙に飛ばしてる目的については機密事項なわけね。
Of course it would be. No response.
これ毎日飛ばしてるの？
She probably does.
はい。
There we go.
なんか成果は得られた？
はい。今まさに。
Right now. Okay. What do you got?
は？それってどういう…
There's a sound from the grass behind me. Someone else is there? The sound of something moving? Is it a snake? Maybe a stray cat? That sounded too heavy for it to be an animal. Has to be human. If it's a snake, it'd suck to get bit. Maybe I should go up to the second floor instead of standing here and talking. Before I can finish that thought, I nonchalantly look up at the sky and spot something.
なんだあれ。
There's something that looks like a meteorite falling from the sky. But it doesn't seem to be falling very fast. What's going on here? Still, if that hits someone in the head, it could be fatal. With the blue sky as its backdrop, the meteorite gradually lowers in altitude. What in the world was that? It kind of looked like a pill. It's like a pill is falling on my head. It's like, oh god. Is this just kind of turning into Chicken Little? It's like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Eventually falling into the grass nearby. There's no huge impact or shaking or anything. It just kind of falls with a tiny thud. I've never seen a meteorite fall so close. Except it didn't look like a meteorite. It's like, here, let me send a pill down to you. It's like, take your pills. Since the crash site is nearby, I walk over without even thinking about it.
これは
What in the world is that? Now that we're seeing it up close. It's hard to tell. I swear kind of off to the right a little bit there. I swear I see a building. Or am I just seeing things? Very curious. It's a lot smaller than I thought. It's about the size of a pachinko ball. Pachinko ball. I don't know what that is. The surface is black and it looks pretty hard. It's still giving off a red glow, probably from the frictional heat. Why did this fall? I've lived on this island for 18 years, but this is the first time something like this happened. Could it be related to the sound Geji-ne sent up? So, what? This thing is the response to the sound that Geji-ne sent up to space? Huh. So, who or what sent this thing, whatever it is, down to us? Upon closer inspection with this, you know, with that reddish hue in there, you know, is it supposed to be like something that has like the universe in it, or you know, or is it like part of the universe? This is all gonna tie together, isn't it? You know, JAXA, the rocket launches, and Geji-ne sending these sounds up into space. These are all going to be tied together in some capacity. And it's just gotten very, very interesting right now. I cautiously reach out to the meteorite. I cautiously reach out to the pill. It's like, seriously. It's like, when it was falling down, it just looked like a pill to me. I guess aliens are telling us to take our pills. What in the world was that? That seemed like some kind of electric force, you know, like So this could be dangerous, whatever this is. It discharged electricity. Yeah. But it wasn't like normal electricity, right? Because it was kind of... I mean, it happened so quickly, but it looked like it was like purple. Taking a closer look, I noticed that it's not black so much as it's a rusted color. Rusted. Okay. Hence why there's like a reddish hue to it. And its luminescence doesn't go away. Maybe it isn't because of the heat? It almost looks like it's blinking and pulsating from inside. That's interesting. Is that even possible? At this point in the story, I want to say that anything's possible.
これは一体
It's like, would Geji-ne even know?
モノポールです。
A monopole. Oh, we'd gotten that word before.
ん
Geji-ne quietly says something.
何もう一回言ってくれる
はい、モノポールです。
ああ、モノポール。
Monopole.
うん。って、なんだっけ
I had no way of knowing it was the name of a Nobel Prize worthy particle that had changed human science and tech forever. Oh. Phase 5. Ozonosphere Actuator.
モノポールとは何かについてお答えします。
Please do.
これは磁気単極子とも呼ばれ、その実在を観測されていませんでした。
Okay, so it's a magnetic monopole, but it discharges electricity, so it's it gives off electromagnetism then, right? And with its existence having yet to be observed, I guess it's something that science has not discovered. So this could be something that would be very interesting to a scientist.
仮想の素粒子だったのです。
An elementary particle. Alright. The smallest unit that makes the shape of a substance, but there isn't a precise definition. They call it an antiparticle when a particle opposes a certain particle and has the opposite electric charge.
2019年8月11日までは
Until August 11th, 2019, which is today.
元来磁石などの強磁性体は磁気双極子であり、必ず S 極と N 極が存在します。
Ferromagnets? Never heard of this. A substance which contains its own magnetic field. That's okay. Okay. It's an interesting term. Ferromagnets.
例えば棒磁石を真っ二つに折ってしまった場合でも S 極のみや N 極のみの棒磁石にはなりません。
Okay.
元
Okay.
の磁石の半分の大きさの S 極と N 極を持つ棒磁石が2つできるだけです。
That makes sense, right?
なぜ磁石には S 極と N 極があるのかについては未だ科学的に解明されていません。
I guess that explains why the monopole has yet to be observed.
原子核の周囲をスピンする電子の働きによるものだとする説が現在のところ有力です。ただし、それを証明するためには 量子力学的なアプローチが必要であり、統一場理論の解明が待たれています。
Unified field theory. A theory that explains the four fundamental forces: electronic, weak, strong, and gravitational, as manifestations of a single physical principle. If this theory is finalized, it could perhaps explain everything from extremely small universes to galaxy-sized worlds. Okay, huh.
では、磁石の作り方についてご説明します。
Okay, I don't know if I really need this explanation, but okay.
磁石は磁気と電気の振る舞いが密接に関係しています。
Yes, I know.
コイルに電流を流すと、そこには磁力が発生します。これが電磁石です。
Yes. It's I remember a little bit of that. In high school, I took a physics class. You know, it was basics to physics, but all the same. One of the more interesting it was one of the more interesting classes that I took, and a class I really enjoyed, actually. So yeah, I know a little bit about physics. It's been such a long time since I've taken a class, but I only remember a little bit.
鉄、コバルト、ニッケルなどの強磁性体に磁石を触れさせることでも一時的に磁石となります。
Okay, didn't know that. Iron, cobalt, and nickel can become magnets. Interesting.
ただし、この場合、経年変化による現磁率がとても高く、場合によっては数日で磁力は失われます。強磁性体はキュリー温度まで熱することで常磁性体へと相転移します。
Okay, we're getting a lot of tips here. Okay, phase transition. Term to use to describe the change of a substance's condition. Some of the types are solid / liquid / gas, and ferromagnetism / paramagnetism, or high-low vacuum. And paramagnet, a substance that does not have its own magnetism, but is weakly attracted by a magnetic field. Widely exists in the iron-grouped atoms and rare earth atoms. Doesn't have its own magnetism, but is attracted by a magnetic field. That's interesting. I wasn't aware that something like that exists. And Curie temperature. The temperature above which certain materials lose their permanent magnetic properties to be replaced by induced magnetism. It was named after the discoverer. Of course.
強磁性体の原子は地球そのものが持つ磁気、地磁気と同じ向きをしています。ただし、地磁気は磁力としては微弱なため、同じ方向を向く原子の数はそれほど多くありません。
It's like we're getting into stuff that is kind of gonna go over my head a little bit. But, you know, I'm just gonna be trying to absorb and take in this information as best as I can.
そこで、その強磁性体をキュリー温度まで熱して、すべての原子の向きを整列させ、その状態で着磁しながら冷却することで、原子が常磁性体時の向きを記憶したままとなるのです。これが永久磁石と呼ばれるものです。
Permanent magnet. Okay.
ただし永久磁石といっても文字通り永久に磁力が継続するわけではなく、経年変化による現磁率が緩やかであるというだけです。なお、電場と磁場の振る舞いについて計算したマクスウェルの方程式は、磁力線が途中で途切れてしまったり新たに発生するようなことはないと証明しています。
Lines of magnetic force. Imaginary lines made to show the flow of the magnetic field from the N pole to S pole. I guess you could also read that as North Pole and South Pole. But I decided to read it as N pole and S pole. Maxwell's equations. This is a long one. A force that has both electric and magnetic properties predicted by James Clerk Maxwell in 1864. From the effect of both sides, the area itself vibrates and sends out waves to its surroundings. Therefore, it is also called electromagnetic wave radiation. The different frequencies are called radio waves, infrared rays, visible rays, X-rays, gamma rays, and ultraviolet rays. The HWO has... I read that completely wrong. The WHO has announced there is no scientific evidence for a causal relation between these rays. However, at the same time, there is no proof against a causal relation existing. Okay. Huh.
これが意味するのは、磁力は必ず N 極側から S 極側へと向かうということであり、このことから N 極のみ S 極のみという状態は存在できないという解が導き出せるのです。
That makes sense.
ですが、今こうしてモノポールは存在しています。これについては電気と磁気の関係を逆転して考えることで、これまでその存在を仮想していました。
Up until now, it's only been theoretical in its existence. But now we have proof. So the theory, now the theories are supported, I guess?
単純に言えば、電気はプラスとマイナスがそれぞれ独立して存在することができるので、それと同じように磁気もまた N 極と S 極を独立して存在させることができるのではないかというものです。これはマクスウェルの方程式の一部を書き換えることで成立するため。
はい、ストップ。
Sounds like Kaito's getting too much information all at once and is also probably getting a little bored at hearing this. Despite my forceful interruption, Airi shows no displeasure and simply obeys. I guess she's Geji-ne right now.
君の話を聞いてると頭が痛くなってくる。
Yeah, it's like, Kaito's like, this is the summer. I'm not in school. Stop lecturing me.
俺には理解不能だよ。
It's like, this isn't exactly Steins Gate where everyone is like super smart. It's like Kaito doesn't have any interest in science. He only has interest in video games.
磁石についての初歩的な知識ですが、
Magnets by themselves? Sure. when you start getting into electromagnetism and geomagnetism, stuff like that, that's not basic knowledge. At least to me. I mean, those kind of magnets or magnetism is far beyond just regular magnets.
初歩的な知識とかどうでもいいから、モノポールってものが何なのか、なんでここに落ちてるのか、それだけを分かりやすく教えてよ。
Well, you're talking to an AI, Kaito, so it's like if you want to get all into if you want to get into a science lecture, this is what you're going to get with an AI. They'll extrapolate and go into long-winded tangents of explaining what something is. So, kind of ask for it.
わかりました。モノポールは先ほどもご説明した通り、仮想の素粒子でした。
Oh. Okay. So Kimijima tasked her with this. Alright.
エギシステムによる地球磁気圏内への電磁波照射により、そのモノポールを形成することがマスターより指示された実験内容です。
To create a monopole. Oh, okay. Yet a monopole was thrown down to us from the sky. So, how do you explain that? I got nothing. So it is related to that. So it is related to that sound.
これまで2946回の実証実験を行い、失敗2945、成功1の結果となっています。
Wow, that is a ton of verification tests. And out of all of them, only one was a success. Right now, at this moment. Wow.
君島公はモノポールを手に入れようとしてたってこと？何のために？
Yeah, I want to know this too. Why?
わかりません。マスター本人にご確認ください。
We can't, Geji-ne. He's dead. His objective might be written in Kimijima Report number 3 or beyond. Right, yeah, it's like we need to find the other Kimijima reports. It's like, more than likely, his objective, his goals, will be written down.
モノポールは仮想の素粒子って言ってたけど、だったらなんでこうして実際に存在しちゃってるわけ
？2003年に NASA が行ったユリシーズ計画により、太陽の極付近にてモノポールの実在を証明するデータが得られました。
ああ、レポートのナンバー1に書いてあったね。
Oh, about the sun? Oh, that's right. I feel like that was so long ago at this point now. And I kind of barely remember that. Though those research results were suppressed by the Tavistock Institute and the Committee of 300. They put pressure on NASA, eh? They have a lot of influence, it sounds like, then. The fact that I actually buy that means I've become a full-blown conspiracy theorist. I mean, if you feel that way, Kaito. This is really bad. I've been corrupted by Kimijima-ko. I wouldn't go so far as Kaito being corrupted, but you know, I can't really fault him for thinking this way.
NASA のデータを極秘裏に入手したマスターは、地球磁気圏でのモノポール形成実験を計画・実行しました。
That's an astronomical achievement, I feel. I mean, that's huge.
それがエギシステムです。
ティーガーオンを宇宙へ飛ばしたらモノポールができましたって。
She nods like this is the most natural thing in the world.
そんな簡単なものなの？
It can't be that easy.
簡単ではありません。地球磁気圏の状況、地球の自転や公転位置、太陽の活動状況、電磁波照射の最適な角度等、さまざまな要因が影響します。本日の実験成功の一因としては、今年に入って太陽活動がさらに活発になっていること、並びに7月31日にヤシオさんが鉄塔上のレーダードームを開閉したことが挙げられます。
Oh. Opening the dome helped her with her mission. Interesting.
え？俺？
Yes, you.
あれによりアンテナの向きがわずかに修正されました。電磁波を照射する座標が偶然変更された結果、今回の成功に至ったと考えられます。座標はマッピングしましたので、今後再びモノポールが形成される可能性が高いです。
おいおい、こんな危ない代物がこれからも降ってくるわけ
They start falling regularly, the park might have to be closed.
またこの公園が過ごしにくくなる。俺はただ静かに集中してゲームがしたいだけなのに。
Well, that all went out the window when you decided to get curious about what was going on at the park. So, yeah. I suddenly realized something. Oh, what's that? A way to interfere with all of this.
アンテナの向きを変えれば降ってこなくなる？
That? Just might. It just might.
はい。
じゃあそうしますかね。
ただしそのためにはエギシステムのプログラムを書き換えるか。
Wouldn't you need a programmer to do that? If that's the case, then the Frau would be able to help.
毎日アンテナの角度を意図的にずらすという行為が必要です。私がマスターから指示されたのはモノポール形成実験であるため、 毎朝エギシステムは最適な座標に設定し直すのです。
I'd have to climb that tower every day? At least now he won't have to deal with a typhoon. Not only would that require a bit of courage on my part, it would also be a pain in the ass. I guess I'll pass on it for today.
ちなみにこの落ちてきたモノポールはどうすればいいわけ？
I looked down at the monopole at my feet once again. What's wrong? For a hot second, I thought I was seeing things. I rubbed my eyes. Something's off. What's wrong? Why does the grass around it look normal, but the rock itself seem blurry? It's like there's a thin haze stretched around the monopole. Huh. You could also say it resembles a layer of extremely fine grains of sand. Interesting. I squint my eyes at it, and it looks like those grains are spinning around the stone at high speeds. Maybe? They can't actually be spinning around, can they? When I look at the round pachinko ball in the center, I notice something different too. If I had to make a comparison, it looks like an Unko bread roll with a cut in it. It has an unexpectedly flat shape.
モノポール形成実験成功について世間への公表は控えてください。
Okay. I mean, this is rather important, but okay.
なんで？
マスターの承認が得られていません。
Oh. Of course.
君のマスターはもう10年近く前に死んだよ。承認なんて100年経っても得られないぞ。
Too true.
実験はすべてマスターの手で準備され実行に移されました。そのため発見したモノポールを公表するかどうかについてはマスターの意向が関係してきます。
His will. I really wonder what his will says.
また仮に世間に発表した場合、300人委員会の注目を集めてしまう恐れがあります。
Kimichi Miko was extremely cautious when it came to the Committee of 300. As cautious as he could possibly be, sure. He still got murdered, though. What the circumstances of his murder is, we don't really know. It's like that still needs to be answered. They're an organization powerful enough to hide evidence of the monopoles that NASA discovered near the sun. In that case, if I did something stupid like go public about finding a monopole here, my life could be in danger. I wonder if this is why this specific part is why Misane was asking Kaito to forget everything that he's read and everything that he's learned. I mean, who knows? Maybe, just maybe. This is starting to sound like a Hollywood blockbuster. Yeah. It's too much for a simple high schooler like me.
オッケーだよ、愛梨ちゃん。 モノポールを見つけたことは少なくとも俺は公表しない。
ご協力感謝します。なお、モノポール形成実験の成功はヤシオさんのお手柄ですので、所有する権利があります。
Okay.
は？
Hey, huh? Excuse me?
公表する以外の選択肢、持ち帰るなり処分するなりについてはご自由にどうぞ。
He can dispose of it? Really? How does he dispose of it?
持ち帰るって言ったって。
This is a problem.
これ持とうとするとまたバチバチってなるんでしょ？爆発とかしそうだし。
To explode? The monopole is all about magnets. I don't think it's going to explode, Kaito.
そんな危ないもの持って帰れないよ。
Well, if he's not going to take it home, he has to hide it somewhere. Maybe hide it somewhere in the park? I mean, the park is pretty much abandoned, as well as the airport, now that I think about it. You could either hide it in the park or the airport. I feel like hiding in the park would be the safer bet. But if I left it here, some dog out for a walk or a little kid playing around could end up touching it instead. Well, you just have to hide it somewhere where no one can get to it. Because of how slowly it fell, it didn't leave an obvious crater or anything. If someone who didn't know better saw this, they'd probably think it's just some kind of random rock. Or a pill. That makes this even more dangerous. Heck, they could absent-mindedly step on it, causing it to discharge electricity. And get electrocuted? Yeah, that could be bad. Depending on what happens, it could be life-threatening.
場所だけは移した方がいいかもね。
Yeah.
例えば郷土館の1階とか。
But hidden. If I leave it under the stairs inside the building, there's almost no chance of a rando carelessly stepping on it. The only problem is, well, how do I get it there?
これ持ち運ぶ方法ってある？
不明です。何しろ未知の素粒子ですので。ちなみにヤシオさん、恐れ入りますが、モノポールの画像または映像をアップロードしていただけませんか？
Why does she want us to do that? Oh, actually, more than likely for the experiment.
アイリおよびゲジネイはモノポールの実物についてこの目で確認できていません。
Right.
面倒だな。
Like, come on, Gaito. You can at least do that.
イルオにアップロードなんかしたら、この公園に世界中から人が押し寄せちゃうじゃないか。
I have no idea what it's worth, but even I know that its discovery is a huge deal. Yeah, really. If the world learned of it, there's no way I'd be able to game anymore. I bet it'd get dangerous around here too. I don't want that to happen.
アイリちゃんに直接データを渡すのでいいなら写真を撮ってあげるよ。
That could work.
了解しました。では、 アップロード場所を指定しますので、そちらにお願いいたします。
It takes less than 2 minutes to take the photo and upload it to the designated place.
データを受け取りました。見た目は鉱物状をしているのですね。これはマスターも予想していなかった形状です。
This form?
そういう感想はいいから、どうやって持ち運べるのか教えてよ。
磁性を帯びていない棒状のもので、挟んで持ち上げるのが無難かと思われます。
Using non-magnetic rods. Well, we don't have one. I guess I'll give it a shot. I find a couple of tree branches on the ground and try picking it up between them. There you go, that works. Tree branches. The haze around the monopole looks like it sways.
大丈夫か
な? I hope so. The monopole itself looks like it's faintly emitting light from inside itself. I'm afraid it could explode at any moment. I mean, I don't really know magnetism, how it really truly works, but it's like, can monopoles explode? Let's just hurry and get it inside the building. As for what I'm gonna do with this newfound pain in the ass, well, I guess I'll try talking to someone about it. Let me guess, Mazuka? Well, that was very, very interesting. It's like a lot of technical, science-y stuff going on there. That goes just a little over my head. I was never really good with science classes when I was in school. But anyway, I think I'm gonna stop it here for now. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. Stumbling there a little bit. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a great day or night, wherever you may be.